Coming up on First at 4, school officials in Perry County investigate a string of thefts that have occurred within the last few months. And President Biden and other world leaders are vowing to continue to support Ukraine and the country's war with Russia.
Plus, we got changes coming to the forecast as soon as tomorrow. The latest on the potential for showers and storms coming up as Mountain News First at 4 starts now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, Perry County school officials are investigating a string of thefts in the past several months. Early this morning, video from the school district shows a silver sedan back into a spot. Eventually, two people get out of the car and steal food from a storage unit at Perry County Central High School. District staff say this is not the first theft to happen. Several weeks ago, someone broke into A.B. Combs School and stole 2 laptops.
We've been trying to look in to see what we can find out, but we don't have any idea if they're connected. They have the same MO. But we're not for sure if there's any connection between those.
School officials say the thefts have cost the district anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000. The North Fork Oktoberfest is back in downtown Hazard this weekend. There will be a wiener dog race, 3 beer vendors set up on the street along with the 2 bars downtown. 5 bands are set to perform, like Ben Fugit and the Burning Trash Band, and organizers say the event will be a fun time for everyone.
We did discuss, is this the right time? Is this the right thing? Do we need to, change this in some way? And we said, you know what? No, people really need that sense of normalcy.
There will be a beer stein holding and pretzel eating contest. Whoever wins either contest will become a Duke or Duchess of Hazard and get a key to the city. Gates open at 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon, and there is a $10 entry fee. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and there are events going on around the country to ensure that women are getting their yearly scans and mammograms. The Hazard ARH breast cancer staff say they are providing resources at their facility to ensure women are taking the proper precautions.
We have a special gift that we give away to everybody that has a screening mammogram in October, a cute little pair of fuzzy pink socks. And we also have a special running right now here at the Breast Center and throughout the whole ARH system for if you don't have insurance, you can have a screening mammogram plus the reading for $50.
If you are over the age of 40 and have not had your yearly breast checkup, the Breast Center in Hazard says they encourage everyone to schedule an appointment with your doctor. Funeral arrangements are now set for a Central Kentucky teenager. East Jessamine High School student Jacoby Pittman died Friday. He was also a football player for the Jaguars. The school canceled their last game due to his death. His visitation will be Friday at Southland Christian Church on Harrodsburg Road in Jessamine County. It'll run from 4 until 7 in the evening and again from 10 until noon Saturday. The funeral will follow.
Well, plenty of sunshine and warm air around the mountains this afternoon. Plenty of sunshine, but we are noticing a few of those clouds working back in as well. The view from 3 of our cameras around the region. London Corbin Airport, you see those clouds beginning to work back in. Same thing here in Hazard, out the front door. Pikeville Medical Center camera, they're in the upper 60s, so a little bit cooler, but a few more clouds as well. Many of us seeing those clouds really helping those temperatures, or really not moving those temperatures quite a bit. As a matter of fact, Somerset's at 75. 73 in Williamsburg and in London, 74 Manchester, and 73 here in Hazard. So those clouds are not hurting the temperatures at all. You see some of those clouds first working through the region, and we will back on out and see more a little bit later on. So go ahead and download that First Alert weather app if you don't have it already. You may need it as we head toward tomorrow. Clouds will continue to increase tonight. We're down into the 50s, and we kind of stay there with those clouds acting like a blanket. But in just a few minutes, we'll have the latest on when we could see a return to some showers and even a few thunderstorms. That's coming up in a few minutes. Steve?
Evan, thank you. We've just learned in the last half hour that actress Angela Lansbury has died. The London, England-born actress starred in several films and series and on Broadway, but was probably best known for her work in Murder, She Wrote, the long-running series here on CBS. Her family says she died peacefully in her sleep around 1:30 this morning. Angela Lansbury was 96 but would have turned 97 in just 5 days. President Biden and other G7 leaders are pledging their undeterred support for Ukraine, which has been the target of relentless Russian missiles. Officials say at least 19 people were killed when Ukrainians endured one of the largest Russian air attacks in the nearly 8-month war. Many have lost access to power, water, and heat just ahead of the winter season. CBS's Skylar Henry has the latest from the White House.
For a second straight day, Russian forces kept up attacks on Ukrainian cities, terrorizing civilians in the south and elsewhere.
Да сложно словами описать.
The owner of a car shop that was destroyed expressed sadness at the death of a security guard. This woman was rescued from her home after a Russian anti-aircraft missile hit the area. The fresh attacks come just a day after Russia struck cities and critical infrastructure across Ukraine Monday, following an attack on a key bridge to Russian-occupied Crimea. In an emergency meeting, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky called on the leaders of the G7 countries to send more air defense systems. He warned Russian President Vladimir Putin could escalate the conflict even further. In a joint statement after that meeting, President Biden and the leaders of the other group of 7 countries vowed to continue to provide military and financial support for Ukraine, promising severe consequences if Russia uses nuclear weapons. In St. Petersburg Tuesday, Putin met with the head of the International Atomic Energy Agency to discuss safety concerns at a nuclear power plant in southern Ukraine, now occupied by Russian forces.
We do have issues that have to do with the nuclear safety.
Putin indicated he is open to dialogue about the plant. He's expected to meet with Turkish President Erdogan Wednesday, who says he believes Putin is seeking an end to the ongoing war. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin is in Brussels to meet with NATO leaders and help coordinate military aid to Ukraine. The Belarusian Ministry of Defense says the joint deployment of forces with Russia is a defensive measure ensuring security along the border with Ukraine. In a statement today, the Minister of Defense said all the activities currently being carried out are aimed at an adequate response to actions near our borders. But Russia is playing down the need for Belarusian troops in its special military operation. Yesterday, the head of Russia's Duma Defense Committee told Russian state media there is no need for the participation of the joint forces. The United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees has warned that severe cuts could be made to the refugee agency's operations if it does not receive urgent funding. Filippo Grandi made the announcement on Twitter, where he also said the body needs $700 million in new funding. He added that there could be dramatic consequences for millions displaced around the world if the money does not come through. Earlier this year, the UNHCR had warned that the number of displaced people had surpassed 100 million, the highest level since records began. It said Russia's invasion of Ukraine has contributed to the grim milestone. Russia has declared Meta a terrorist organization. A federal monitoring service in Russia says Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, has been banned in the country and has been added to a list of organizations involved in terrorism and extremism. The ban will require banks to freeze funds to Meta and suspend account services. In March, a Moscow court declared Meta an extremist organization, saying the company allowed users from Ukraine to call for violence against the Russian military. Meta appealed the decision and was denied. The company's WhatsApp Messenger was not impacted by that March decision, since the court says it does not publicly disseminate information. Coming up on First at 4, higher prices are everywhere and they are on the minds of voters.
Plus, rain isn't far from returning to the forecast. The latest on when and how much after this.